Well, I am back. And let me tell you, I needed that 4 weeks off. I can't tell you how hard it is to come up with new ideas, one a week. And plus, we had some other things to do, so I took a break and I'm ready to get going again. I'd like to thank all my viewers who supported me on that. And today, we are going to make some beef stroganoff. We had top sirloin on sale at my local price chopper, and I figured, looking through my recipes, I ain't done a beef stroganoff yet. So what we got here is we got some Worcestershire sauce. This is 3.5 pounds of top sirloin untrimmed. So once we trim the fat off, that'll get reduced quite a bit. Then we got 2 large yellow onions, some mini bell sliced mushrooms. There's about a pound there. Some Philadelphia cream cheese, minced garlic, 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, sour cream, and egg noodles. And anything else I decide to throw in there while we're getting it going. So, I am going to start prepping these. I'm going to trim and cut my steaks into nice little strips and dice my onions, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got that steak all trimmed up. And I put those in about 1/4 inch thick strips. Throw that into our crock pot. That's a lot of steak. Throw my chopped onions in that crock pot. My 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to take one of these cans and fill it with milk. We're going to put that in there as well. So 1 can of milk. Four teaspoons of minced garlic, or 4 cloves, finely minced. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to put 3. 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And 2 8-ounce packages of sliced mini bella mushrooms. Alright, let's give that a little mix. We will save the sour cream and the cream cheese for later. So I'm going to cover this, put it on low, and we're going to cook that for about 8 hours. I'll see you in 8 hours. Okay, so I have cooked my noodles, and they're draining right now. What I did was I used 1.5 bags of these no yolk egg white noodles, and they're 12 ounces, so let's say 12 ounces. Yeah, 12 ounces. So 1.5 bags would be 18 ounces of dry noodles. I cooked those up. They're draining over there in the sink. This has been cooking for 8 hours on low. And it's smelling really good. And looking pretty good. So now we are going to add our cream cheese. This has been sitting out, softened a little bit. We're just going to stir that until that melts in with that stroganoff. That's going to make it nice and creamy. Okay, that appears to have totally melted into that. Now we're going to add our 1 pound tub of sour cream. Mix that in well. All right, that is smelling delicious. Let's give it a little taste. Okay, this is the stage that we are going to season it to taste, and I think it needs a little bit of black pepper. Ooh, a little bit much there. I wanted to put 2 teaspoons in there. We're going to put about a teaspoon or 2 of salt in there. That was about 1. Yeah, that is perfect. What I have here is a big stock pot, and I am going to ladle. Let's see if I can get it in camera. Ladle my stroganoff in and mix that up and just do it all, mix it all together in my stock pot. All right, let's give that a toss. All right, so now we need to put 2.5 pounds or thereabouts on each tray. And hopefully I got some left over for dinner tonight. All right, that's 2.43 pounds. Get my dividers. All right, I got them set up in the 10 portion configuration. I'm just gonna put those on there. Cut through that as best we can. Set that aside to cool. And there you have it. You have 4 trays for the medium freeze dryer. And I could have put that in and spread it out because those are each 2.4 pounds. But I wanted some for dinner. I didn't get a lot of noodles in that left over. But that was a perfect amount for 4 trays, medium trays. And I was looking at these dividers that Brian from Retired at 40, freeze drying, his website is freezedryingsupplies.com, I believe. I actually have an affiliate link, but don't worry about that. When he invented these dividers, I noticed that he put flat pieces on there. And I just figured out by accident what those flat pieces are. They allow you to stack your trays. They sit nicely on top of each other. So I'm going to leave these out and let them cool down a little bit more. Then we'll get them in the freezer, get them frozen solid, and next time you see them, they'll be coming out of the freeze dryer. I can't wait to see it. I'll see you then. And there you go, some 40 hours later, voila, freeze-dried beef stroganoff. So, let's just make sure those are kind of cut in portions. Take these out. You're going to package 3 of these per meal pouch, which seems to be a good quantity for a meal. And I just like to give it a little bit of a crumble, not much of a crumble, just a little bit of a crumble, make it fit in the pouch better. And plus I can feel if there's any cold spots on that. We ziplock it shut. And I'm going to do that to the rest of these, set them aside as I go. Then once they're all my pouches are full, I'll open them back up, put a 300cc O2 absorber in there, and then we'll do a heat seal. And I'm going to show you something neat on my heat seal, so stay tuned. Okay, check this out. I've got my 300cc O2 absorbers in here, and I've resealed the Ziploc. Check out this sealer that I got here. What happened was a very, very kind viewer of mine discovered these, and he sent me one of these, and it just blew my mind away. So I won't give his name away, but I really appreciate you thinking of me, and never again will I have to worry about my impulse sealer, whether or not I got a good seal, because once this warms up, you wait and see what the seal is on this. It is fantastic. They're kind of expensive, but not really when you think about it. A little bit more expensive than a couple of hair dryers, but not much more expensive. Our hair curling tongs. And this does a much better job. So what we've got now is I've got it plugged in. These are 7 mil bags, and you'll have to play with the temperature. And we found that 100 degrees works really good for the 7 mil bags. So it's heating. Once it gets preheated, the heating lights should go out and just the red lights will be on. And you have to bear in mind that this is going to be very, very hot, so you don't want to touch that. So I'll see you in a minute while after this preheats. Okay, so you can heat these, or you can seal these by doing this and lifting it up and doing it off the table, but it comes with a nice stand. So I just put it on the table, put my bag in there where I want it, missing my Ziploc and my notches. Put that down for a second. Check that seal out. No worries about that leaking, because it sealed it with a corrugated seal in seconds. I am just blown away by that. Really, really appreciate your kind thought, Mr. Viewer. And they come in 3 different sizes. They come in an 8-inch, a 12-inch, and a 16-inch. I have the 8-inch and the 12-inch. The 8-inch doesn't quite reach across the meal pouch. So if you bought that one, you'd have to do a double one to get it fully across. So I go with the 12-inch, and 12 inches should be big enough for just about anything I do. Okay, here we go. It is lunchtime or dinner time, and I'm ready to eat. So let's get these opened. I forgot to mention that I'm going to put a link to this in my Amazon store. You can find that in the video description below. I did contact the seller because he didn't have very many of them listed, and he said that he does have some more being restocked. So just to let you know, at the time of recording, I think he had 1 or 2 left in stock, and that was it. But he said he's got more on the way. So let's get that open. Remove my O2 absorber. That's what it looks like on the inside there. And I have my 1 cup of water here, which seems to be a good amount of water for 3 squares of those on the medium tray. So I'm going to put that in there, zip lock that shut. Make sure everything got a little bit of water on it. I'm going to leave that sit for 2 minutes. I will see you in 2 minutes. Okay, that has been 2 minutes. Let's open that up. Give that a good stir. Well, John, you made that a little bit soupy, but we're going to go with it. Alright, let me let that sit for another 2 minutes. Okay, that's been a further 2 minutes, so for a total of 4 minutes. Got one more stir. Oh, that thickened up a little bit. This is a good time to tell you about these meal pouches that I get. I buy these by the case from topmylar.com. And I like these because they're a shallow pouch, kind of like a bowl. You can eat right from the pouch. You don't have to dirty any dishes and wash any dishes after you finished eating. You just eat from the pouch. And I really like them. They're 7 mil thick. They have a double mil pouch too, which is a bigger pouch than this single mil pouch. And they offer my viewers a discount if you spend $50 or more at topmylar.com and use the promotion code BIBS, B-I-B-S, on checkout. You'll save $5. That's pretty nice of them to offer that to my viewers, and I like sharing it to you guys, and hopefully y'all take advantage of that. Alright, so that being said, I'm going to dish it out like I always do. That way you can see the consistency of it. And then we're going to chow down. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's looking good. That's looking real good. Let's dig in. That smells delicious. Let's see how it rehydrated. Perfect. Those mushrooms still have a good texture to them. They didn't get all soggy. The steak has rehydrated perfectly. Oh yeah. You get that creaminess of the sour cream in there. The noodles came out perfect. I just have very good luck with the egg noodles, reconstituting those. Oh yeah. That steak comes out real nice. I was tempted to make the poor man's stroganoff with ground beef, but nah. I went whole hog and bought the steak. And I'm glad I did. Yeah, those mushrooms came out real nice. Now, speaking of mushrooms, if you've never done mushrooms in your freeze dryer before, you do need to be aware that it is going to turn your oil black. Not pitch black, but you can definitely see that it's dirty oil black, and I think that's the spores from the mushrooms. It filters out all right. So if you're one of those that don't filter after every use, then you probably want to run anything with mushrooms, a large quantity of mushrooms in them anyway, towards the end of your oil cycle that you change on, because you will need to filter that. No harm done to the pump. It's just, I think it's the spores in the mushrooms. I maybe could have done with just a little bit less water, but that's still nice and thick. Let me get my spoon here to show you. I mean, it's not water. It's got a good flavor. But my go-to reconstitution on those squares is add a quarter of a cup of, I mean, 1/3 of a cup of water per square. Maybe on this one it could have been a quarter of a cup, so 3/4 of a cup. Since we use 3 squares. And then top off with water if you needed it. But with this amount of water I put in here, everything rehydrated beautifully. And it tastes fantastic. So there you go. There you go. Another one for the book. During this past month that I took off, I did do quite a bit of work on the book. It's coming along nicely. This one will definitely be in it. That's good. So, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.